So I see a ton of videos on YouTube about how to clean your fuel injectors, right? With the hose and a straw, right? With either brake cleaner or carb cleaner, right? You basically, add to 12 volts or 9 volts, whatever to here, and you spray it through the injector, right? Via this hose in a red tube, in a red straw. Well, that's a bad idea, and I'll tell you why. And I'm surprised no one else has made a video about this yet. But because there's at least 100 videos of how to clean your injectors, right? With the carb cleaner or brake cleaner, right? But none about why it's a bad idea. The reason it's a bad idea, guys, is because these hoses, right? Even if they're fuel hoses, ready for fuel injection hoses, right? Quality ones, like this one, they're rated for fuel, not carb cleaner, not especially not brake cleaner, right? Way too harsh for these hoses. These hoses on the inside, as you're cleaning out and pushing, these chemicals through the hose into your injectors and stuff, are melting. They're melting and they're disintegrating. And I've realized this after cleaning my injectors and having them getting stuck open, having them drip and leak, and I couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out why until I looked at the hose and I scraped the inside of the hose with a screwdriver, and it was melted. Like slimy black stuff was coming out of it. Hard little black particles of hose were breaking off and coming off. And that was just after cleaning eight injectors. Like I didn't notice it after the first few injectors, 3, 4, 5. By the 8th injector though, the hose was soft. And I could take a screwdriver and stick it in there, scrape it out, and there was like slimy stuff and the hose is deteriorating. And I was using a carb cleaner. Brake cleaner is even worse. So don't do that. If you're gonna use the do-it-your-home method, do not use these black hoses. These hoses will break off, and you will be forcing with your cleaning the inside of this hose, little particles and slimy shit, into the injector, right? It took me like 2 sets of injectors. I even bought brand new injectors. 2 sets before I figured out what I was doing. I could not figure out my injectors were getting stuck open. One stuck completely open and flooded like the engine, and gas was dripping out my exhaust. And it was like I could not figure out what the hell I was doing wrong. Why these injectors were getting worse after I cleaned them, and that's why. So it took me a long time to figure that out, and it took me an even longer time to clean out the fucking injectors. If you're going to clean your injectors that way, figure out first if you're going to use a hose that's not the straw, that other than just a straw, which you're probably going to have to, figure out something that's that'll hold up to with carb cleaner or brake cleaner. I won't even use brake cleaner. I just use carb cleaner. But either way, that's still way too harsh for this hose. Find something that's good, maybe some sort of plastic, maybe. Or attach a straw somehow directly into here, into the end of the injector, but do not use these black hoses, man. You'll regret it.